Hello, this is Buck Huck Studios. I'm Viddy, and welcome to the first episode of our new series, Best Film Moments, with James and Dean, my broken robot friends. Or is that James or that Dean? Don't patronize me. In the first part, we're going to be looking at the best moment of Babe, which is its perfect ending. But first, let's talk about the 1995 film in case you haven't seen it or you may have forgotten what it's about. Babe, a film shot in Australia and based on a best-selling book, tells the tale of the pig, Babe, unfortunately taken from his mother and to live on the Hockett farm. Mr. and Mrs. Hockett, well, perhaps particularly Mrs. Hockett, views Babe as a potential pork dinner, only for Babe's kindness and perseverance to lead to him becoming a sheep pig, herding sheep, and, well, that will lead on to the ending. Oh, you think I should talk about the other animals? Oh, right, of course. Babe, of course, gets on well with sheepdog Fly, who sort of becomes his, mother to a degree. Although Rex certainly doesn't approve of Babe herding sheep. And of course, there's the duck Ferdinand, who especially becomes good friends with Babe. Although Ferdinand would rather not be a duck dinner because Christmas means carnage to that duck. And he tries to be a rooster. But anyway, on to the ending. The ending of the film, Babe sees the title pig at the sheepdog trials hoping to win, of course in contrast to the other sheepdogs who hopefully will be able to herd the sheep under a certain rule set. And as you'd expect, well, what is a pig doing at the sheepdog trials? Babe is getting laughed at, and of course the authorities in charge of the sheepdog trials, well, there's no rules that say that pigs cannot compete in the trials, but even then they will of course see it as a laughing stock. And the countdown starts, and Babe runs to the sheep, and of course the crowd continually laugh at him. Babe has no chance of win or wait. Babe, of course, talks to the sheep, and the crowd goes silent. Cue several shots of Babe talking to the sheep, and the sheep moving perfectly as they are supposed to according to the rules, and heading towards the gate, which will then be closed by Mr. Hockett, and thus the trial ends. What makes that scene near good at the beginning is the almost complete silence. The crowd are just completely, even the commentators cannot say a word as Babe and the sheep move gracefully and firmly across the grass, and the sheep move into the pen, and Hockett slowly shuts the gate. We cut to the wide shot. You can hear the gate shut, and the crowd goes wild. That wide shot with the gate is perfectly timed as the crowd cheer for the underdog. Oh, you mean under pig? Anyways, what works right after the crowd cheering is the crossover editing, the different perspectives, whereas Mrs. Hockett, the grandstand, the animals back at Hockett's farm who are watching the TV through the house window. Don't ask. After the grandstand gives perfect scores to the pig, and the crowd cheers even more loudly, you get the crane shots of the crowd as the symphony music crescendos and concludes in triumph. The narration that has featured throughout the film at this point has become its most poignant and subtle. The final iconic shots and dialogue where Farmer Hockett says, "Thou do, pig." Apparently James Cromwell looking at the camera reflection, thinking of the pride of his father as he talks down to the pig, well not talks down to the pig, says to the pig how proud he is of that little... Babe is adorable. Yes, he is adorable. Out of that perfect final seconds, the end credits with the I Had Words song sung by the Three Mice. Yes, the Three Mice. It is more upbeat and poppy and stuff, but not to the point where it undermines those shots, those edits, that crescendoing symphony music after that near silence, of course, where goosebumps and even maybe a few tears were felt. And that is why Babe, the 1995 film, has the perfect ending. What? Are you saying you don't agree? No, come on. Other modern films and TV shows could take their cues from endings like Babe with the editing, the music and everything. Look, I'm not saying that all films have to have a talking pig who herds sheep to have a perfect ending, But anyways, that's their opinion. James and Dean, thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of Best Film Moments on Buck Huck Studios. I, Viddy, have been talking about the 1995 film Babe, and we hope you have enjoyed watching. Let us also know what you thought of Babe, and we'll see you in the next episode or other Buck Hut Studios video. Thanks for watching. Say bye, James and Dean. I said say bye. I'll say bye for them. Bye. Bye.